What's going on, ESGN Nation, and welcome to the final game of the season here as we're here for the Super Bowl as the Baltimore Ravens are going to try to see if they can punch their ticket by trying to win their third Super Bowl since 2012. And of course, that game, was played there, and a great effort there by that squad. Of course, you had guys like Ray Lewis and Ed Reed in that. And of course, that's for the Seattle Seahawks. Last time they went to the Super Bowl and won was, of course, that infamous game there as they played against the Denver Broncos. And of course, Russell Wilson was involved in that game. And of course, they got a nice win there, 43-8 against John Fox. The Denver Broncos there, of course, the AFC champions. And that one, both teams were 13-3 that season. As for the Ravens, in their Super Bowl appearance there, I believe they were 12-4. They played against the Giants there in that Super Bowl there. And now these two teams going at it here today. It's going to be a huge day for both teams here. I think we'll see a pretty good defensive showing in this one. And of course, both teams are, fought their way pretty well here. Of course, we went undefeated. They were 13-4 in the season, and now they're trying to, of course, get a chance to get a championship. There you see the top players for both teams there. Of course, Jackson, Henry, and Smith have been our top guys of the season. Walker, Witherspoon, and Smith Najabu is, of course, their top guys there. Represent two players of the offense and, of course, one player on the defense. Of course, Walker in real life, the Super Bowl in real life just ended. And, of course, Seattle won that one there. And, of course, it was a lot of people were saying it was a snooze fest. But, not every Super Bowl is created equally. But we're hoping to see if this will be a game here that it'll be a more, welled-out defensive matchup here. I really feel like that both of these teams have something to offer defensively here. I don't know. There may not be too much high scoring that I think a lot of people are looking forward to a game or really close. If anything, if it is a close game, it's going to be it's going to come down to probably a field goal. And of course, those are obviously exciting games there, but they're kind of rare in these situations here. But of course, we don't want to be on that short end of the stick here in today's game, as we definitely want to, of course, punch our ticket. And, of course, get ourselves our third championship here in franchise history. There you see the numbers here as you're taking a look here of Dallas. And, of course, Dallas was the runner-up in the NFC championship game there. Of course, Seattle won that one and did a great job there. And, of course, they got some huge targets of their own, both on offense and defense, that we need to be concerned about when it comes to the Seahawks. Now, Seahawks are not the Legion of Doom, or Boom, I should say, like they were a couple years ago. But they do have a similar type of talent and similar type of play on defense there. So we just are not going to be throwing the ball willy-nilly. I think for us, for the Ravens here, we need to stick what really got us here this season, and that is the running game. We got to really try to pound the rock here, using Henry as much as we can, as well as using some other assets, as we need to see some help from Hill as well as from Jackson. We have not seen Jackson do too much of some of the Lamar Jackson things this season. I've been trying to be a more precise passer with him, and I think in today's game here, we really need to ramp it up and get things going. There you see the schedule here. They had some pretty good games and some pretty tough matchups this season, just like we did. Some games came near close of them winning. Of course, some they did a great job there of getting a nice defeat over and pretty much dominating the NFC West, as they have been here in the last couple of seasons. Of course, Sam Darnold's their quarterback here. We'll see what he can do, as he's had a great run at it and continues to do so, as he is definitely trying to show the world, and almost similar to real life what they did, as try to shake off that thing. Can he play well in the big game? Can he make it count? and we'll see if he can do that here in this one. We already know he can do that in real life, but let's see now what his virtual Sam Darnold can do in today's game. Of course, Lamar, of course, we want to see what he can do, as he is, of course, trying to get his ticket punched. And of course, Joe Flacco, the last quarterback here for the Ravens to do it. Of course, Lamar has not won the championship since being here. He's won a couple of AFC championships, but has really never gotten to get a chance to win a Super Bowl championship. And that's, of course, that's what this series is all about: trying to win championships, trying to build a championship team, and trying to leave a legacy here as one of the greats here in Baltimore Ravens franchise. And there you see Sam Darnold's numbers so far this season. Of course, for us, Darnold, we're going to have to really get to him as often and as quickly as we possibly can. We got to cause some, some mistiming in his passes, and just mistiming on the on all the offensive line there. We got to just come at him in all different types of directions and really have him hot under the collar in that. And of course, he's going to get a little help there from Kenneth Walker III. And there you see 1,615 yards for him, 13 rushing touchdowns. He had 2 fumbles this season, so far this season, similar to our boy, our guy, King Henry, as well. As you see Walker there, 22 carries, 161 yards, and of course 1 receiving touchdown there as well. Jackson Smith Najubu, there you see a star dev, 94 overall. And of course, there you see his numbers. Of course, he's obviously did very well for himself in real life, and of course, he's doing even better, or just as better, or just as well in a lot of cases here. Second year as a former Ohio State Buckeye, and of course, there you see his numbers, over 1,000 yards this season, 10 receiving touchdowns, and of course, he is going to be the guy that we're going to be focusing on when it comes to the passing game, as he can make some pretty amazing catches and do some damage. And of course, you can't forget about the veteran who's already won a Super Bowl ring with the Rams and now trying to do the same thing here in Seattle, and that is Cooper Kupp. And as you see Kupp's attributes there, he's 87 overall, and of course, he is by far the one popular players on Madden, as he always does very good in his game, especially simming wise. And we got to try to see if we can slow him down as much as we possibly can there. 691 yards this season. He had a couple of injuries there that kept him not getting 1,000 yards, but we'll definitely have to challenge him. Of course, Witherspoon as a corner there, he will of course be locking horns probably with Zay Flowers in the one-on-ones there, and we'll see how well he does against Zay here. And of course, we'll try to get try to see if we can find some mismatches there, and try to do our best to avoid him in the passing game. And of course, Leonard Williams, their star defensive tackle there, he'll be plugging up the line. He is definitely going to be hungry to go after our quarterback as well as our halfback, that being Henry, getting out of the backfield there. And there you see his numbers: 55 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 10 sacks, no interception there for him. But he has been around the ball very well there, as he's only had 22 out of the 55 tackles assisted this season. So he's playing very well. And of course, LaMarcus Lawrence, the edge rusher there, he's been, of course, he's been in the league for quite some time now. He's made, of course, his time there in Dallas and now here with Seattle. And of course, we'll see what he can do, as you see his numbers there. And of course, he's a veteran. He's been this is his 12th season. I'm sure he's probably thinking he's in a really good team compared to the times with the Cowboys here. But the Boise State veteran here, he is, of course, looking at a really good year here: 66 tackles, 15 tackles for loss, and 10 sacks. And he will, of course, be trying to do his best to, of course, cut us off when it comes to the outside run, and of course, coming at us at the behind the blind side of the quarterback, and trying to get to our QB Lamar, and of course also just chasing Lamar as well. There you see the of course the Pro Bowl numbers there. Of course, you guys can possibly do it at any time and check out those players there. Of course, there's some familiar faces there in that one as well. But Of course, that was just a week prior to this Super Bowl game, but I wanted to show you guys here this, as I didn't think I'd be able to have another shot of doing so. So here we are in the coordinator's office here. This is actually during that Pro Bowl week here, and we want to do something special for one of our players here as we get ourselves headed down to, or headed over to San Francisco, as you talk to Dylan Cox, the coordinator here, and he's talking about some of the great performances we've seen from a lot of players. And one of those players, of course, Mark Andrews, as he's had an incredible season. And of course, he's been very helpful for us in the passing game, especially in the red zone. And of course, we want to do something special for him. And coaches there, of course, are talking about this, and I think Coach Harbaugh has to agree with it, and there you see he is. So we're going to try to get something good for him. Hopefully, we can get him. Maybe I'm hoping some receiving awards here this season, as we'll try to do, trying to honor him in the right way, as he's been doing very well there, receiving the ball there, and of course helping us score when we need him most desperately there, a lot of times in the red zone. So we'll see if he'll mark Andrews. Of course, he is going to be our first target that we'll be trying to go to as often as we can, and of course Henry will be that guy that'll set him up, and of course, actually really true, they'll be setting each other up for those opportunities to get themselves into the end zone here and scoring a touchdown. There you see Sam Darnold's numbers so far this season, and he's been, like I said, having a really good year here. But the thing is, we're going to have to end this storybook for him, as he is not going to be taking home this Lombardi trophy. We are, and we're heading back to Baltimore with as NFL champions. And so we'll see a 2nd and 4 coming up here as we get this game going, as we are here in the Super Bowl. And we'll see a handoff there to Walker. Walker's going to run this one on the outside, and a nice carry for him. As they'll be just short of the first down. We'll see a 3rd and 1 coming up here. We'll see what they'll do, and they'll scramble this one here as Darnell called his own number. And that'll be a nice carry there for him, getting the first down at their own 36. It'll be a 1st and 10 here for the Seahawks. As now we'll see play action here from Sam Darnold. Darnell throws this one there. That's going to be caught, as now Smith and Jugbu will get this one. As he'll get this one, or I should say Torrey Holton will get that catch there instead. As he'll get that catch, and that'll be a nice first down there as they're able to move the chains. Sam Darnold doing a great job of realizing that he doesn't have much time in that pocket, and that time is going to be very cutting down, more and more here until he gets that groove going for himself. Sam now, that groove is gone now here as we bring him down the backfield. Nice loss of 8 on the play there, makes it a 2nd and 18. As Ola and of course Simpson and Jones and company do a great job bringing down the QB. Open backfield here for the Seahawks, as he'll go ahead. He cannot find nobody. He's going to be brought down by Washington. Nice sack. That's going to be the 2nd sack of the game here on Sam Darnold. That's going to bring him back down to a 3rd and 26. They're on their own 49-yard line. Pass going to be caught as Horton is going to get the catch there at the 40, and that'll be a 4th and 14 coming up here. We'll see if they'll kick the field goal. They decide not to, as they will go ahead and decide a punt. And see there, 34 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Pretty similar numbers to both quarterbacks have pretty similar numbers here. This coming into the Super Bowl, as Henry will run this one up the gut as they pin us inside our own 10-yard line. They'll get us to the 14. A nice carry there for Henry. As of course, Henry's been doing an excellent job of getting down the field here this season, and of course makes you almost kind of wonder he's having too good of a season here. This could be his season if we do happen to win the Super Bowl. I almost sense that he's going to end up doing that here. I'm hoping they'll at least get one more season out of him before he decides to hang the cleats up. But we'll see a 1st and 10 coming up. Drop back, nice pass up the middle there. That's going to go to Hopkins, as the veteran there will get a catch, and I'm pretty sure that Hopkins will probably leave us as well, as he'll get his ring that he's been searching for as well. As we'll see a run. That one is going to get to the 44, and a nice carry there for the Ravens back. As now we get to the 5-10 mark here in the first quarter. Drop back, pass there, going to be connected there by Andrews, and Andrews gets the catch. Nice throw there for him as he's able to get the first down there. Now at the Seahawks 38-yard line. Nice catch and run there from the big target, big man, getting those catches there, and we've seen him do that all season long here. As now we'll see what they'll try to do here. Still trying to make a run to the end zone here. We'll see a play action here from Jackson, and so throw this one on. That one's gonna be off target as he's throwing. Looks like throwing the legs there of the receiver. 2nd and 10 coming up. Maybe he got hit there on the way throwing that one, but nonetheless, they'll throw this one there to Likely, who will get the catch. And of course, we're looking forward to see what Likely can do here as we're adding more and more opportunities for him to play. As we'll see a handoff here. Henry here, nice little spin move, ducks away. And that's going to get into the 8-yard line. Huge first down there for Baltimore. As they're now moving the chains here, now making their first attempt now here into the end zone here in the first quarter of the Super Bowl. 3:25 left here in the first quarter. Play clock's running down to 6. He's got to hurry up and snap. Jackson looks here, fires this one, finds Andrews. Andrews is going to get pushed, but he's going to get the ball across the plane, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens. As the Baltimore Ravens find their way into the end zone. Great catch there. Great job there of the big man bulling his way into there. And is able to put up 7 points on the board. Or excuse me, 6 points on the board here. As we'll see here, it'll be a 9-play, 99-yard drive. And taking a little over almost 4 minutes on that drive there for that play. Nice go there. 7-0 here. Baltimore leads it. And see Kenneth Walker will get this toss there in the backfield there. That'll be a nice catch, as that'll be now a first down there on the carry and on the pass and the carry there from Walker. As now we'll see a pass there to Holton again, as he'll get the catch, and that'll be a nice. Actually, it'll be a loss of a yard there on the play. 2nd and 11 coming up, and Holt here gets the catch. Holt does not want to go down before he is finally wrapped down. And Horton is, I should say Holton, it's Horton. Horton is brought down there at the 47. Gets the first down. We'll see a play action here for Sam Darnell. And Darnell tries to find his receiver, Horton again. But this time our defense is able to put their hands up, and it does a great job of a nice deflection. 2nd and 10. Sam Darnell again. Now he'll throw this one. That is going to go to Cooper Kupp, as he'll get a reception there for a few yards. Now they're looking at a 3rd down here. They'll try to see if they convert. They got to get this one near the little over the 40. As we'll see Kenneth Walker try to run this one in the backfield there, but he's going to get smothered there quickly. Nice stop there from the defensive line. A nice stop, rushing stop for our rushing defense, as they're able to gobble him up and not really let him get too much, as he only gets a loss there on the play. We force the punt as we get the ball at our own 22-yard line. Hand off to Henry again, and Henry busts 2 tackles before he loses his balance there and gets a huge 15-yard carry for a huge first down for the Ravens. 10 seconds left here. Try to probably get one more play in here before the quarter ends. 7-0 lead here for Baltimore. Hand off now to Henry. Henry trying to come off the edge there, but they did a great job there making him really run out more further outside, so they get a better chance to grab him. And that'll be it for the first quarter, as we lead this one 7-0 here with a nice touchdown there from Andrews. As we'll try now see if we can tack on a few more before the end of this half. And you see some of the highlights there. And like I said, this is, so far looking a little more favorable to us, but it is the Super Bowl, so anything can really happen. Beautiful night here in the Bay Area. As we'll see a 2nd and 5 coming up here. Hand off to Henry again. Henry trying to get that last man off of him, but he'll get a little help as the helpful defensive player of the Seattle team grabs Henry down for yet. So he does get the first down. Nice carry here now. Henry get a good block, and nice job there for our fullback, as Henry will get a nice carry there. Gets him down to the 33-yard line. It'll be a nice 1st and 10 here for Baltimore. Baltimore looking here to go in the end zone here again once again. So see a handoff, and we'll see a wrestle of the halfback there as they'll finally bring him down at the 30-yard line of the Seahawks. Seahawks now have to still deal with Baltimore. We have now having a 2nd and 7. 9:25 left. Here was a handoff, and that is going to be a toss or nice handoff as he'll get a few yards there. So now they'll try to see if they can convert here on the 3rd down. 3rd and 3 coming up. Ball on the 26-yard line of the Seahawks as see Hill now coming on the field, and he'll make a run, and he'll get wrestled down at the 13. Julian Love gets the tackle there for Seattle. And again, Seattle having a really tough time stopping this run that's coming right at them, really. They need to try to figure out, try to add some more men in the box here. We'll see what they'll do here on this 1st and 10. I formation here. Looks like they're going to go for the run again here. And so hand off to Henry. Henry, again, does a great job there as he is going to finally be brought down there and at the 2-yard line. As he just thinking, man, I should have had those 2 extra 2 yards there. But we'll see a 1st and goal coming up. 7:47 left here. Hand off to Henry again. And Henry now only gets a yard there after that. As he is trying to figure out what the hell is going on, why he didn't get the 2 yards there. So we'll see what they can do here on this 2nd and goal here. Ball's now on the 1-yard line of the Seahawks, and Henry has no problem walking this one in there as he'll find his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens! As the Ravens find themselves on the board here, this time by the ground game by Henry. As Derrick Henry puts up 6, and that's going to help extend this lead now here. Of course, extra point pending. It'll be a 2-possession lead, 14-0. As you see them there celebrating there in the end zone on this one. Rightfully so. They've been doing a great job here. We have, like I said, we've had a lot of tough games, and we were down by a possession or two or a couple possessions, but we're able to find our way back into this one. I think that's why this Super Bowl, this season has been feeling so special here. Hopefully we can get better if we can win this championship, as we'll see Seattle come back out here with Sam Darnell. It'll be a 1st and 10, ball their own 24. 7:11 left, as we'll see a quick pass there to his fullback, and that'll be a catch there for about 3. Looks like Walker now coming out of the backfield there, now going to make himself a receiver. Pass there being thrown. They'll find Walker. Walker gets the catch, and he's going to be going out of bounds there at the 32-yard line. Nice catch there. Now let's see if they can move the chains here on try to convert on the 3rd. And Darnell here throws this one on the run, as the receiver is going to be brought down, as that's going to be a nice catch there for Seattle. And Seattle again moves the chains here now. 1st and 10, ball on their own 47-yard line. We'll see a handoff here. No play action. Darnell throws. That ball is going to be caught, and Horton has got another catch there for him. As they're really doing guys, Alexander and those guys are really tuning in on the receptions there that are going to Holt. Maybe something we don't know. We'll see here. Darnell. Oh, he's going to drop the football. It's going to be a fumble. We're going to scoop it up, and we're going to take this one for a scoop and score. Nice job there for the Baltimore Ravens defense. Touchdown, Ravens. As that was a good hit there on Sam Darnell. And our guy that gave the good hit ends up scooping the ball up there, Matabicto, as he'll find his way there, saying hey, he's got 2 hot feet right now. And that's going to put us up now by 3 scores, making it now 21-0. So let's see if this momentum can keep up here, especially sacking the quarterback and defense scooping a score in here. We'll see if they'll clean up some things here for Seattle. As now Seattle will run this ball here with Walker. Walker securing the ball as tightly as he can. As Alexander and company will get the tackle there. A gain of a few there. We'll jump down to a 3rd and 3. Pass up the middle there. Going to be caught by Cooper Kupp, of course. And he'll go ahead and get convert here there for the 1st down. 1st and 10. And a drop back here for Sam Darnell. Darnell throws, finds a receiver, but it's going to be a short pass there. And that is not going to give him anything. It's only going to go back to the line of scrimmage. That was intended there, or that pass was caught by Walker. As now we'll see pass there being completed. How did Cooper Kupp get that? As our linebackers were right on top of him there on that play. Especially that one, he was right in the front there. He should have put his hands up there and would have gotten that ball away. But we'll see Sam Darnell here dropping back here. He can't find nobody, but we find him. And that is Jones who gets the sack. Nice play there from him. As now, that's another sack here. As Travis Jones did a great job there wrestling. And, of course, swimming his way out of that defensive line or offensive line of Seattle's. And finds himself in the backfield of Seattle, getting that quarterback for a nice sack. We'll see now a punt opportunity there for Seahawks, as now we'll have the ball there on our own 32 after the punt. That ball's going to be dropped, as I believe that was intended there for Hopkins, I believe. So now we'll see what he can do here on this 2nd and 10. Drop back here looking, and oh, we don't get rid of it. That's going to be a nice sack there for Seattle, as that's going to push us back to the 21-yard line, as it's now a 3rd and 21. So what do you do in 3rd 21? Well, you really don't have too many options here but to throw. As we'll see him go back deep in the pocket here. This one's going to be heaved up. It's going to be caught by Zay Flowers. Nice catch there from Zay Flowers, as he goes to the 24-yard line on that deep pass there. Flowers did a great job there getting some separation between him and the defender, and that's going to give us a 1st down. There's a timeout being called here, as Baltimore is using their, I should say, yeah, but Baltimore may use their 1st timeout there. Seattle are now still on the defensive side of things, and we'll see Zay trying to go for another pass, but he cannot come down with it. That one's going to be broken up. Great defensive stop there from Seattle. As we'll see a drop back here. Pass up the middle there, going to, again, to Zay. And Zay is going to get that one there, as he is going to be, they're going to mark him at the 14. I thought they were going to mark him a little short, but he does get the catch there. Seattle still has 2 timeouts remaining. Baltimore just burned their 2nd one. So now with 35 seconds left here, we're looking to strike here. We're going to strike hot. As we see a pass there, that's going to go to Rashard Bateman. As now they'll try to get everybody in the line here. Trying to conserve here on that timeout. Don't want to burn it just yet. But we'll see a drop back here. Pass thrown up the middle there on that slant route. And that's going to be Rashard Bateman with the touchdown. Touchdown, Baltimore. Nice pass there, as that's going to see himself into the end zone. His 1st touchdown, the pass of the day, as Bateman gets that one on that nice clean slant route there. And great throw there from Lamar, and that is going to put us up now even more so here in this 1st half, as that was a nice drive there. 8 plays, 68 yards, just taking about a minute off the clock. As we'll see a minute or about 15 seconds left here. Probably a couple plays left here for Seattle here in the 1st half. Walker here having a really tough time trying to get around that defense here, as he is having a hell of a time trying to navigate and try to get out of that backfield as peacefully and calmly as he can. But right now it's a 28-point lead here for Baltimore, as they look like they are going to try to at least sweep the 1st half, and now looking to see what else they need to do to get into that win and try to get their hands on that beautiful Lombardi trophy. A lot of work still yet to come, but Seattle, hey, we've seen things happen, weird things happen before. We'll see if we can, of course, make sure that doesn't happen here. But Seattle has a good opportunity to still come back here. Still plenty of football left here as we go into the 2nd half. Right now, Sam Darnell 15 of 16, 107 yards. Jackson 8 of 12, 123, and 2 touchdowns for him. He's having a pretty good, solid day here so far. Let's see if we can keep it up as we go into the 2nd half. Ball on the 35-yard line here. Hill has it coming out of the backfield. Hill trying to get a block, but he is going to be stopped at the 26. And that is going to be a nice run there for him. It's now Henry here in the backfield there. Now it's going to be a 1st and 10. Ball their own 26 here for Baltimore. Trying to run this one up the middle there. He dodges a defender there before he is finally wrapped up at the 40. And that'll be a nice 15-yard carry there for the first down. So now 1st and 10 coming up. Got to get this one near midfield. And oh, look at this. Lamar's going to call his own number instead. Lamar crosses the 50. He's going to get all the way down to the 33 of Seattle. I told you, we got to get Lamar involved here more so now here. And that's what we're doing here in this opening drive of the second half here for Baltimore. Nice run there from Lamar there. We'll see what Jackson can do here on this 1st and 10. Play clock running down here. Of course, we are going to try to take opportunities here to slow the game down if we need to. As we'll see that ball getting batted away. Nice job there from the defender, who is going to slap that one away from Bateman on that play. We'll see what he can do here now on this 2nd and 10. Jackson under center here, drops back in the pocket, looks here, fires. That's going to be thrown, and Bateman going to get another catch there, as he is hungry for catches here so far here in this this second half of the ball game. We'll see a drop back here now. 3rd and 10, ball to 33. Pass going to be caught. Nice job there for Andrews. Nice spin move, and he's going to get himself all the way down to the 4-yard line. That's what I like to see from my tight ends here. That's why, if you guys remember, Hunter Cannon and a couple others from our Island Scotty series, pretty similar build, pretty similar type of receiving tight end there. And, of course, we're going to be looking for more of those here, hopefully, in this series to help us out and continue that great tradition here with great tight ends. As we'll see a 2nd and 10 coming up. The Seahawks here trying to do their best to get these guys off the field here. They're Seattle's already down by 4 scores. Not looking to go down for 5 if they can at least prevent that from happening. But looks like it could be the case. As we see a 3rd and 6 coming up, or excuse me, third and goal. Ball in the 6, and we'll see a scamper here, running there, back of the end zone to Zay Flowers, touchdown, Baltimore Ravens. As we'll see a touchdown pass here. Nice catch there. I just realized too that the last time that the Ravens were in that Super Bowl there in Louisiana, that was the game during there was a portion they had the lights were out and they had a stop play there, and I just realized that was the infamous Harbaugh Bowl. Jim Harbaugh, of course, representing the 49ers, and of course his brother here, the coach of the Ravens. I just now realized that. I was looking at some stats here as I'm calling the game here, and I'm looking at something like, yeah, that was the Harbaugh. That was the Harbaugh Bowl. That was what Beyonce was presenting, or she was a halftime show there that year. All right, so now we'll see here, 1st and 10, ball on the 36-yard line. As that was literally 13 years ago, that game. Now as I'm looking at it here, literally 13 years ago. No, not to the day, but ballpark wise. So now 2nd and 10 coming up here. Seattle here trying to move the football. They're trying to get down the field here, but just really not able to get some solid. Oh, they're getting solid hits, but not on their quarterback, as he's going to drop the football and we're going to pick it up. Nice job there for the defense, as Kyle Hamilton will get the fumble recovery, and that's going to put us in great field position now here, as this is just not been Sam Darnell's day here, as he is going to he's going to get that fumble forced there, and now we're getting the ball there at their 19-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10. After that, it's Jackson here now looking pretty chill in the backfield here. Looking to see what he can do here. Pass there, going to be thrown there to Bateman. Bateman's going to find his way into the end zone, and he dives in. Touchdown, Ravens. Nice job there from Rashad Bateman, his 2nd receiving touchdown here in the Super Bowl. as he's going to find his way without any problems here, untouched, into the end zone. We're celebrating there with a nice little dive. And the Ravens now here on one play, 19 yards, taking just about less than 30 seconds off the clock. Gets a touchdown here, now up by 42. 42-0 here at the Super Bowl. I know probably at home a lot of fans, except for if you're Baltimore fans, are enjoying this game. At the same time, Seattle fans are just like, yeah, let's just go ahead and let's just check out the Puppy Bowl. Let's see let's see how the Puppy Bowl is doing for us. As we'll see a tackle there, and Sam just, yeah, it's just not a good time here as he's getting shoved around that backfield there. And that's what I want to see our defense do a lot more here, especially going next season. I want us to be a more physical type of defense. As we'll see now, 2nd and 21 coming up here for the Ravens, or for the Seattle Seahawks. And Seahawks there, of course, get that one broken up there on them by our defense. As we'll now see a 3rd and 21. Darnell has a man in motion. That'll be Walker. Looking here, fire this one up there. He cannot bring it down, as that is going to be incomplete there for Smith and the Jogbu. And, of course, that is going to be a 4th and 21. Ravens are looking to get that ball back here now with 5:42 left here. Remember, we're only in the 3rd quarter. As we'll see a handoff here from Henry. Henry runs this one there, dragging a man before he is finally brought down there at the 49. 5 minutes left here in the ball game. Here in the 3rd quarter, I should say. And that's will be a run there as Knight, the Seahawks, not liking the banter they're having there in the game here so far here. As, of course, the defense not doing too good here, stopping this run. As Henry again just has great control here, moves the ball very well, gets himself another 1st down. 4 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. 42-0 here for Baltimore. As we'll see a run here, and look at this, nice run, nice carry from Jackson. I feel like the play calling is just really smooth here tonight. We're just doing a good job of balancing stuff out, going for some deep passes, going for the mid-range, going for, the inside of the run here with our halfback, or now in this case our quarterback running the ball there. We're just kind of trying a little bit of everything just to kind of throw them off a little. Now we'll see our fullback in action, and Picard there will get this one. So we'll get the 24-yard line, but a man is going to be down, and we're going to have to take an injury timeout there. One of our linemen there for Baltimore is shooken up. 1st and 10, handoff to our fullback again as Picard gets there to the 21. Be a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be a 2nd and 7. As it looks like another, injury there for our lineman there. He's going to be out for probably the rest of the game. As we'll see Henry here, nice run there for him, as he does not look like he wants to go down, but he is finally taken down there as a few more Seahawks are able to pounce on him. 1st and 10, ball on the 10-yard line, as there's a $1:47 left here. Again, only in the 3rd quarter. As I see another handoff here for Henry. Henry, breaks a tackle, and he is going to be at the 7 as he loses balance there on that play. So now at the 7-yard line here, it'll be a 2nd and 7. Henry in the backfield there, along with Picard there as the fullback. Handoff here, looking for that block. Gets a decent block there, and Henry's going to find his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore! Ravens halfback finds his way into the end zone once again here, as that's going to be his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. As King Henry says, "Let me on my throne, and please give me my beautiful trophy here at the end of this game." As we'll see another big run there from him. 10 plays, 56 yards. Hey, we're doing an excellent job here in time possession. By far one of our best so far this season. As I'm really proud of us. Really just, taking our time on offense, setting up some good plays, stretching out the time on the field here for the opposing defense, and just really putting the pressure on them here. 33 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Sam Darnell throws this one there. Rocket pass there. As he is going to find a receiver, and that's going to be a first down. It's going to be at the 45-yard line. So Sam Darnell and the offense now trying to get something going here, but it might be too little too late. As we'll see one more last play here in the third quarter. Pass there is going to be thrown there by Horton. And that'll be a caught there at the 49 as they'll get onto the Ravens side of the field. That's it for the third quarter. It's been a good one here for the Ravens and the Ravens fans. Now, Raven Nation, can we bring home that trophy? We have one more quarter left to play. Let's see if we can do so as we go down to the fourth and final quarter of the NFL season. As we're looking to hoist that trophy up here in Santa Clara. As we'll see a pass there being thrown, and it's going to be at the legs of our defender. Nice job there from Washington on that play. As we'll see now, 3rd and 10 coming up here. Ball across the 50 already, and no, there's a jump there. I want to say that was offensive line at flinch, but they're saying otherwise there. They're saying encroachment, and that is going to be a 5-yard penalty. That's going to be automatic. That's going to be a first down here for, or I should say automatic, but it is going to be a first down there for Seattle. 1st and 10, ball on the 15, or excuse me, ball on the 44-yard line. Pass there being thrown and caught. And Sam Darnell will get that pass off this time around. Like I said, we've been doing an excellent job here putting that pressure and applying pressure on Sam in all different directions here. Gotten to him a couple of times here. Of course, he's confident with the ball there, which really helps us out there defensively. We got to still continue doing that here throughout the rest of this quarter. Pass there, not much time there for Sam as he'll be able to get that one off there to Cooper Kupp, who does get the reception but just cannot move upfield. He does get a few yards on that play, but just not something they were really hopefully looking for. 3rd and 4 coming up as we'll see a drop back here. Pass there is going to be caught by Walker. Walker gets the catch, but there's a flag on the play here. It's coming from the backfield of the offense, and they're saying illegal touching. That is going to be on Walker as he was inbounds, went out of bounds, and then came back in and was the first one to touch the ball. That's a no-no. You can't do that. So now 4th and 4 coming up here. Of course, they're going to have to go for it. Ball on the 38-yard line. Heaved up pass. This is going into the end zone, and it's going to be dropped. Whoo! I thought he had that, but Smith knocked it out of his hands at the last second. Let's take a look at the replay. Look at it. Good play there from our defense. Woo! Got me nervous there a bit. As the Ravens, of course, do a great job there. And now we'll have the ball on their own 38-yard line. 1st and 10 here for Baltimore. As we'll now feed the ball there to the beast. That being no other Mr. Henry. Looking to see if he can now run us to the promised land here. I see another handoff here for him. Good block there going down the field here. Breaking off a tackle before he finally tips out of bounds there. And that'll be a nice run there for him. Putting him at the 46-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 here for Ravens. Ravens, of course, looking to see what they can do. As we'll see a play action here from Jackson, and cannot get that one to Picard as he tried to catch that one and go up the field, but it's going to be knocked out of his hands. 2nd and 10. Ravens here throws, and that's going to be a great pass there from Lamar as he finds his target, Abby Andrews, for the 1st and 10. As we'll see now, 1st and 10, 8 minutes left here. Another carry there for Henry as Henry gets to the 23. Just scraping up 2 yards on that carry, which is not a bad thing, but doing a good job here. That just now keeps us even more, with the ball here time-wise. As now Hill will run here, as of course giving King Henry some air time over there on the sideline, sucking on some oxygen there. We'll see if we can finish it here with Henry as he's back out here. 3rd and 1 coming up. 7 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. 49-0. This has pretty much been a shutout here. Nice run as Henry gets to the first down marker and a little bit more. And that's going to put him at the 13-yard line. Really is trying to stretch out this drive. I'm really proud of the offense here so far. Let's keep it up. And now Lamar will call his own number as he'll get a run. and he'll be stopped at or be drugged down there at the 9-yard line. A lot of frustration there with those that defense here. They had by far I think either the second or third best defense so far this season in our franchise here, us being the top. But today it does not look like it's been too much of a defensive game here. It's just at least defensively for us. Offensively, it's been just a crazy run here for the Baltimore Ravens offense. Not so much for the Seahawks here, as we'll see now. Handoff here. Jackson here trying to run his way in there. He's going to finally stumble his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens! As the Baltimore Ravens able to find their way in the end zone there by the way of their signal caller, Lamar Jackson finds his way into the end zone. And a nice run there for him. Great way to get himself into the end zone. Getting even closer now to him winning his first NFL championship. 10 plays, 60 yards. Nice job there. Now there's 5:07 left here. And really, this is probably the last chance now for Sam Darnold and this offense to put something together and try to avoid being shut out here. We'll see if we can, of course, stop them from getting anything. As we'll see a pass there by Horton, I should say, on that reception. 2nd and 3 here. Sam Darnold's going to call his own number, and Sammy's taking off as he gets down to the 48. Nice hustle there from the quarterback here. We'll see what he can do here on this 1st and 10. Quick pass there. Finds Cooper Kupp for a couple of yards there. He rolls there, as he'll be just short of getting the first down there. It'll be a 2nd and 6 coming up. Ball on the 48. See a drop back here for Darnold. Pass there to, of course, Walker. Walker running this one there, and he will be finally brought down and then stay in bounds there. Good stop there for our defense, keeping that clock moving here. As we'll see a 1st and 10 now here for Seattle. On our 36, pass there, going to be connected, and a great catch there for Cooper Kupp. As Cooper Kupp there gets a nice solid catch here. They look like they're going to try to avoid trying to get knocked or at least shut out here. As we'll see a pass there, that's going to be a reception there, and that's a nice job there as they find their fullback there on that pass. 1st and goal there coming up as now we get to the 2-minute warning. Let's see what Seattle does here in this situation. So far, they've really did a great job here taking control of this drive. Now let's see if our boys can pin their ears back and make a quick stop here and hopefully secure this shutout. Ball on the 2-yard line. Oh, the ball's going to be fumbled. We're going to get to it, and we do. Great job there. We're just, oh my goodness. We are just putting just slapping the bricks off of of Sam Darnold here today. I mean, we are getting some solid hits here. Look at this. Great job there wrestling, going for the football there. And then the guys are coming out here and realize, ball. And they see the ball and get to it. And that's a nice job there. And I think that might be it for Sam Darnold. And this Seahawks offense, as the offense now for the Ravens are coming out. So let's see if we can at least try to get some space here. 56-0. Let's see a handoff here for Henry, and that right there is he'll just be short of the first down. We just need to try to pick up this first down and then really just wear down and just kind of wear out the clock here a little bit. And we can walk out of here as Super Bowl champions for the first time now here in this series. Our first Super Bowl, or actually our most recent Super Bowl win since 2013. As the run there is going to be successful, and that might be just enough to help us and to call us Super Bowl champions. As of course, like I said, last time we won this Super Bowl was back in the 2012-2013 season. Here we are now in the 2025-2026 season. And this is going to be a solid victory here as we just got one more play left to run. As we run down the play clock here. Ball on the 29-yard line. Handoff here to Henry. Henry's going to be stopped in the backfield there, but that is okay. As we're just trying to see if we can get rid of and shed these last 25 seconds off the game clock and walk out of here as Super Bowl champions. Congratulations there to the Baltimore Ravens as they win Super Bowl 60 here in Santa Clara, as they are now Super Bowl champions for the third time in franchise history. And there you see Lamar. He is celebrating very happily there, as he has got his first Super Bowl ring as a Baltimore Ravens. There you see Woodson coming out with the trophy, and of course congratulating the team here. And of course you see the commissioner Roger Goodell coming out presenting the trophy there to, of course, John there and the boys for the Super Bowl victory. Nice job as John Harbaugh and the rest of the Ravens can now celebrate happily here now, for at least for the next couple of months, before we go back on this long journey again of trying to get to this spot here in this moment here in franchise mode. This was a really good franchise here. I was really so excited about it. Of course, I wish I would have picked up the pace a little bit more, which we are, because season 2 is coming up around the corner here very, very quickly, as I'm already getting stuff set up for it. Now, as for the series, like I said, it will be picking up here very quickly, but we're going to do something that we've never done before here on the channel, and that is go live. We're going to go live here with this series. There will be a future, well, I will announce the future date on the next video coming up on here in the next day or two. I might even actually go on Twitter too. I'll also announce on Twitter and the community tab here on the channel. But we'll go live for the first time for the NFL draft. Now, like I said, it'll be a quick, live stream, like 1 or 2 hours. Just depends on interaction, and of course what you guys want, because I'm gonna have you guys be the kind of assistant GMs and help me try to build a team up and try to I really want to bring some young players in. I want to bring in some, obviously some free agency players in as well. Of course we'll draft, and we'll do our best job as we can to draft players here. So far, last couple of Maddens here, I've been pretty successful. I do run a couple of mock drafts, just kind of see where players drop at and where they go up at and stuff like that. And I usually have a pretty good idea of which guys to go after, that are not necessarily the guys that we can, because obviously you can't get every player that you want, but find those players that, like, okay, we can't get him, but we could get him, and he could help us in this or that or whatever the case may be. So as you take a look at the numbers here, you see Henry just had a great day. I think Henry might be our MVP of the Super Bowl there, by hands down there. But yeah, we are going to try to go live. Like I said, I have an ideal date, because I got to figure out when this video is going to come out. And of course, the next video you guys will see will be a live commentary of the post reaction of the Super Bowl. And of course, we'll talk about the off season, and we'll look at stats, look at some of the awards there in that video, and then we'll have a normal off season video, which will be part 1. It'll be the part 1 will be on the off season. Will be us free agents, re-signings, stuff like that. And then on that video, I will we'll show you guys the date and time of when the first live stream of this series will be up on the channel, and it'll be on the main channel, of course, here on this one that you're watching this video on right now. And like I said, you guys can help us, interact and do all kinds of stuff. But like I said, I'm gonna try to do this live stream. For me, it's gonna work best either on a day off that I have, which usually is somewhere in the middle of the week, like a Tuesday or Wednesday. If not, it'll be on a Saturday afternoon, probably around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because I don't want to keep you guys away from doing other things. If you can't really watch, obviously it's on demand. You can always go back and watch the VOD. But I also will be involved watching college basketball and
amongst other things there. So I don't want to keep away, guys, from doing your time. But hey, if we have a good time and we're having fun, we might even get into some of the preseason stuff. Maybe usually I do the preseason just by doing a CPU versus CPU, set up the roster the way I want them, the guys to come out and play and all that kind of good stuff. But that's something we can do somewhere down the line and just see where our needs are. I'm in the process of working on a new playbook, but if there's a certain playbook that you think that would work for us, I do want to change the playbook a little bit for next season. Let me know down below of what playbook you think guys should suggest that we use for this second season, or if there's a set of plays, a formation of some sort that you want us to play in, either on offense or defense. Let me know down below, and or at least let me know there on the live stream, and we can do some changes there that way. But as you take a look here, we got a couple players here getting some nice upgrades, and one of them, of course, Zay Flowers had a nice game there for us. Washington as well. They're in that deep secondary there for us. You see Trenton Simpson, who's been doing an excellent job for us here in these last couple of games, especially here in the playoffs, as he's, of course, our superstar dev. I'm very happy with what this team was doing, but the toughest thing of everything, winning the Super Bowl is not the toughest thing. It's the really rebuild of it. And of course, there's going to be some players that it's going to be controversial, because I don't always keep around the best players, because I like to challenge myself a little bit and try to go after some of the players that, that don't really get too much love on the field here. I want to kind of build them up and get stronger in those, in our deep, our secondaries, or our deep depth players and stuff like that. But we're going to try to do my best to, save some key players that are really important to this series as best as we possibly can, because, we don't get too much in cash-wise when it comes to, this series, these franchises here, unless you're like, why wouldn't you say, I was going to say the Saints, but they're kind of in the hole a little bit there, but you know what I mean. There's some teams that got some good cash, and they can do a lot of good things, but I don't get too splashy. I think off-season wise, I think we might sign maybe at best 3 players, 4 players if we're lucky. But other than that, we're going to try to re-sign as much of our guys as we can, unless they're just too good and they're asking way too much. Then it's like, okay, you got your ring, congratulations. We'll go pick up somebody that's going to be a lot more cheaper. And there's some really good draftable players that we can draft in this upcoming draft. Now, I'm not a big, huge X and O's when it comes to draft classes there, but I think this draft class is pretty decent. We'll look into that maybe before we do the actual draft here. But for the most part here, I do a couple of mock drafts and kind of just see where it goes. And I write down a couple of names that I think I could go after and just see how they'll fall into place. So I'll be doing that between now and then. But stay tuned for more of this series, and of course the upcoming date for that live stream here. Like I said, chances are it'll probably be on a Saturday, but we can also have it during the middle of the week if I happen to have a couple days off. Usually I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so that could be a possibility for this series. But I do want to do a live stream, do want to interact with you guys more so, and have some fun here on this channel. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more here. I'm so glad that we're able to play like a Raven, and let's continue doing so coming up in this next season. Off season's coming up here very, very soon, fellas and ladies. Let's get ready for it. Let's see if we can now try to be 2-time Super Bowl champions. We got 1 ring so far now. Try to see if we can get a couple more here before it ends. If you guys enjoyed the series and, of course, enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you happen to be new. And, of course, hit that bell notification so you guys can be notified of this series or any other series here on the channel. And, of course, don't forget to follow us on our second channel here on YouTube at ESGNet plus LP. There's a link down below for that channel, as well as the series from that channel and other series here from this channel down below in the description.
And of course, don't forget to follow us over on Twitch, as we do live stream on Twitch on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights at 9 Central over there on the Purple platform. As always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you all next time.